Yento akase bono so ane de mokwa kujira mu ewo eye the National Democratic Congress penibi ana guru bi a wo ho edin a ekra no owura Sammy Gyamfi ono so na san so ye national communicator edema eye the National Democratic Congress chini amanyoko NDC na sama ababeto eho ni se enche bia na papa eye na adwen se o ye confession over confession efa ye sika bia ofa ye from eye meka ne se NDC for akachi na na aye sika emoduro ye pa ye billions over billions a just abusia for enya Ghana cedis US dollars na enemu ana papa ye ababonten na NDC for communicate ababonten de ba to do a confess na wemu ana ye Sherry Ayitey enso e de evidence esan eto aso.
The level of thinking and knowledge of the Attorney General. Clearly, this is a man who does not understand his own case. And you've seen how Jakpa has schooled him today on his own case. You know, to start with, the Attorney General suggested that Big C could not supply genuine ambulances because they had overpaid themselves. They and Jakpa had overpaid themselves in fees. But Jakpa educated the AG that this is an agreement which went through the Health Committee of Parliament, the Finance Committee of Parliament, the Cabinet, went to the PPA for approval. And in fact, if you look at Exhibit X, which is the legal opinion authored by the Attorney General on this whole matter, the Attorney General was categorical that all the necessary statutory approvals which are conditioned precedents for the agreement had been met. And so clearly, the Attorney General cannot be making that argument.
That was Sammy Gyamfi talking about the ambulance. Now let's see the details. Richard Jakpa claimed that the AG's assertion was not correct because, according to him, the contract had received relevant approvals from Cabinet and Parliament. The Attorney General then asked Jakpa to look at the Cabinet approval and parliamentary approval and indicate where either Cabinet or Parliament approved the contract with Big C. Jakpa's claim was shown to be false as he could not point to anything in both the Cabinet and parliamentary approvals by which Big C contract was approved. Both the Cabinet and Parliament approvals rather related to the approval of a proposed Stanbic Bank facility which was never used. So the Cabinet of Professor Mills, who started looking at this, which included, of course, the Vice President John Dramani Mahama, wanted to insulate the government of Ghana from any potential losses. Good decision. So they decided that these letters of credit should be issued by a private bank. That private bank will do an assessment of the potential of the people to deliver the ambulances. Once the ambulances are delivered to the government of Ghana takes the debt, they'll pay. But before the ambulances are delivered, let the government of Ghana share the risk. That's what they say, share the risk. So, because they wanted to share the risk, the government of Ghana made a decision that, and in the cabinet, they made a decision that Stanbic will issue the LC. Stanbic will be interviewing everybody concerned with the chain of production of the ambulances to make sure that Stanbic is holding private people's money. It's not going to just dole out the money to you just like that. No, because if they do so, they are going to be in trouble with their shareholders. So, Stanbic was going to do all the work, all the checks and balances and everything. And if Stanbic came to the conclusion that yes, we think we can issue this LC on behalf of the government of Ghana, then the government of Ghana will be confident, and then when the ambulances come, they will pay. So the decision was made by the Cabinet of Professor Mills and the Parliament, that will be the 6th Parliament, and the 6th Parliament, which was led by
how can the whole Attorney General not know his work? Now, so the SC one, so say, you decide about the Big C. And also on yet the Big C to ultimately AG and Sammy Gyamfi lawyer Emma NDC say and also on Saturday say a whole Attorney General only regime young corner young to us na a year for Ochedan for also church is in
Supreme Court Judge Joyce Banfordado. They made a decision that this is the process in which the government of Ghana will procure the ambulances. Ambulances will be procured by an agent. It will be fixed by somebody who fixes ambulances. The person who is fixing the ambulances should rest assured that if government of Ghana does not pay, Stanbic will pay. For government of Ghana, Stanbic are already there who are telling them that they will pay if the government of Ghana doesn't pay. So the person who is going to produce the ambulances is confident and satisfied that I can produce the ambulances. That is the context of an LC. That's what it is. So when Parliament was looking at it, Parliament noticed that Stanbic are cushioning government of Ghana from any potential risk in case the ambulances don't come. So Madam Sherry Ayitey, who is was the Minister of Health at the time, refused to accede to this request that Stanbic will be taken out of the equation, that the government of Ghana must issue the LC upon itself. That means government of Ghana is going to issue the LC and it will be drawn on the government of Ghana's money. That's what happened. Stanbic of Ghana was taken out. Sherry Ayitey said to them, and the letter is part of the evidence before the court, that if Stanbic is not in this deal, I do not see how I can go ahead as Minister for Health, because the parliamentary approval that you have brought to me shows that Stanbic Bank will issue the LC. Today, Richard Japa was asking court, look at the cabinet approval, look at the parliamentary approval, show me where Big C was supposed to do any work. He was unable to point out. So where did Big C come from? So that at the end of the equation, they have earned 2.1 million or so for their agent in Ghana, Richard Japa, to have earned 700,000. Richard Japa was unknown to the Mills cabinet that discussed the ambulance and that produced the cabinet approval. Big C was completely unknown to the cabinet of Professor Mills that looked at the ambulance situation. Big C and Richard Japa were completely unknown to all the members of the finance committee of the state parliament that looked at it, and the plenary of the parliament, all of whom considered it and approved the contract. Big C and Richard Japa was unknown to them. Somehow, come 2013-2014, Big C and Richard Japa have become a big part of this whole ambulance contract. And the late Sherry Ayitey said that I do not see how I can proceed with this. Sherry Ayitey's letter is part of the prosecution's document. So viewers, you see, these details are very, very important for all of us young people growing up as Ghanaians, so that we can understand where to set the standard in future. How does cabinet look at a matter without the name of Paul Adomotri? It's not inside. They produce the matter. It goes to Parliament. They approve it without the name of Paul Adomotri. Then, in the end, a minister is sent a letter that please approve this. Minister says, attach the cabinet and the parliamentary approval. It comes, the minister says, I see a dichotomy between what cabinet approved and this one. Almost like a discrepancy. For that reason, I cannot proceed. Richard Japa has the harshest of words for Sherry Ayitey, Setekpe, Alexander Segbefia. Richard Japa, he has the harshest of words, because they were telling him that you, Richard Japa, and your Big C are complete strangers to this contract approved by cabinet and approved by parliament. What the Attorney General is seeking to prosecute is that what happened was contrary to what parliament approved and what cabinet approved, and in the process it had occasioned the government of Ghana 2.3 or 2.1 million euro loss, out of which 700,000 was paid to Richard Japa's bank account. That's the story of the ambulance. That's the story. What is the role of Kesela Tuforsen? He was the minister who facilitated the direction of Richard Japa and Big C, contrary to Sherry Ayitey's view, contrary to the views of Alexander Segbefia, the next minister, still in the Mahama administration after Sherry Ayitey. This is the story. Whether the court sees it as blue or the court will see it as red, we don't know. We have to wait for the judge. But these are the facts of the story. And today in court, Richard Japa was given the document. Have a look at the parliamentary approval. Have a look at the cabinet approval.